let's see. Yeah, okay.
We're going to be going to the store right now. Do you need anything?
I personally don't, but we did just run out of milk, so if you could pick up a new gallon, and then cereal, because sometimes I don't want to cook breakfast. Mm-hmm. Oh, and a bag of chips for my meeks.
Sounds good. All right, say bye, Isabella.
Bye. I'm hungry.
We'll see you later.
Bye. Oh man, so many. All right, might as well just do this. Ah, shoot, I left the camera on. All right, well, might as well do my review for The Zone of Interest. Whoo, boy! How in the heck does one review a movie like The Zone of Interest? It's quite an interesting little film, to say the least, that doesn't follow conventional norms. As such, it almost seems unfair to judge it by traditional review standards, so I'm going to be tackling this a little different. I'll still do the overall review like normal, but will change my approach in how I talk about each element. This way it's not overly negative, because truthfully, it shouldn't be. And by overly negative, I mean saying the movie is weird or odd or it's boring or doesn't make sense and all the typical shenanigans that I'm sure someone who has gone to see the movie would say. In other words, we've got our pretentious film of the year nomination. The Oscars love to nominate that pretentious film every year, and you most definitely believe that The Zone of Interest is this year's pick. So with that being said, let's just go ahead and dive right on in. Rudolf Höss, along with his wife Hedwig and their many kids, live next to the Auschwitz concentration camp in a very idyllic home. Everything about their life is near perfection. They have a big, beautiful house. They're able to spend time with their children. Rudolf holds a very important position at work and thus is held in high regard. Yeah, things couldn't be better. Unfortunately, things may be starting to take a turn though, as there is a discussion of him being moved to a different camp, while someone else takes over the one he's currently at. Will their family be okay through this tumultuous time? Does it even matter? Well, not in the traditional sense. I mean, you're not gonna follow the story to see if a bunch of Nazis are gonna be okay. But it's in the comparison to your own life and how maybe if we were evil, would we be able to differentiate ourselves from this evil that we know of? And for those saying, well, I know I'm not evil, I'm not living next to a concentration camp where people are being tortured and killed, and you're missing the point here. What I mean is, how would you live your life if you were in their position? How do you know you're not evil and just going about the norm? Other people around you might not find what you're doing evil, but maybe others do. And those are the questions that the movie is supposed to make you think about. And those are the type of things you're getting with this movie. A look at a family's life that, yes, I do consider evil, but understand that also have their own regular wants and needs that are similar to my own. And I think deep down, looking at these characters, I think you're supposed to understand that they know subconsciously what they're doing might be wrong. You see that in them washing up the blood and the burnt up body parts from their children, not wanting them to be exposed to such things. Or in the way their body almost revolts against itself when subconsciously thinking about what it all means. The movie is designed to make you think of these things and open conversations on this topic, which is why if you're just looking to be entertained, this is not the film you should be watching. Now that's all well and good, a film can be as experimental as it wants, but what about the craft? Does it care about the technical aspects that go into making a movie? And the answer to that is yes, it does. The cinematography in particular is both beautiful and terrifying. Have you ever heard one of those old stories where the moral of it was you just gotta find the beauty even in the darkest of spots? Well, this is almost like the opposite of that. Like, you can find darkness in even the most beautiful of spots. This is not a horror film, but you're constantly on the edge of your seats and you don't feel safe. Especially in the jarring moments that it does something unexpected, such as leaving you in complete darkness while the score plays, or freezing on a flower while the noise just gradually overwhelms you. It's these things that really kept my interest, and probably the thing that most general audiences would go, what the hell is this about? Performances here are also what they need to be. From what I understand, the house had a bunch of cameras embedded all throughout it, and there was no crew on set, essentially letting the actors play it how they will. In a way, it's one of the best acting experiences of the year given how realistic it all feels. In another, it can be easy to overlook what was needed to achieve this. It's something that probably only the most attentive of the film goers will appreciate. But moving on to sound, sound is such a big role in the film that it's practically its own character. At one point, my wife turned to me and says, "How can they sleep with the constant screaming and loud noises going on just outside their window?" And that's true. What state of mind must one be in to tune out the horrors of the world around them? And then I think, don't we do that in a way with the homeless when they ask for food or money? When someone gets into an accident but we just keep on driving? Or, if you want to get really extreme, the ones who say the Holocaust never happened. Again, you dive deep enough and it's gonna open up some scary conversations. But Jen, I pretend to hear you saying, isn't there anything that you didn't like about the movie? Anything at all that you can nitpick about it? And I guess if I am really nitpicking, I suppose sometimes it goes a little bit too over the top. Like when the wife snaps and turns to the help and says, "I can have my husband murder you all." Or when the husband talks about gassing his fellow peers and how he would like to do it. At those points I'm like, alright, we're going a little too Looney Tunes here, but again, they're very, very small nitpicks. They very rarely happen in the movie, so it really doesn't affect my enjoyment of the film whatsoever. The zone of interest is not for everyone. Let me repeat that. The zone of interest is definitely not for everyone. But if you're open to new experiences, want to really put your mind to work, or heck, just want to see a technically well-crafted movie, then you should definitely give this a try. A very interesting experience indeed. I give The Zone of Interest a 5 out of 5 with a recommendation to see it. I can't really see anybody wanting to watch this again and again and again, but I definitely say you should at least give it a watch to see what you make of it. And with that, ladies and gentlemen of the internet, all 10 movie reviews are over and done with. You know what that means? No! It's time for my final Oscar predictions. So come back tomorrow for that one last video. Until then, everybody, please stay safe out there and have a good one.